So in this episode, I'm going to share with you top ways to invest $1,000. There's a couple different great options for us that we can invest our money into. And as we go through this list, if there's anything I don't mention that you might have a good idea on how to invest that money, share with us in the comments down below. I really love hearing from you guys. There's always a great amount of information in the comment sections down below. Now, if by chance this is your first video with us, my name is Dennis, and I love talking about ways to make money, save money, and invest money to help build wealth for your financial future. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on this list and let's talk about ways that you can invest over $1,000 to really start growing your money and working for you. All right, so of course, anytime you are investing any money, that comes with risk. So that is something we always want to keep in mind when watching these types of videos or listening to other people's ideas when it comes to putting money into something else. There is always risk involved, but you can always minimize your risk by learning more about whatever venture you want to take and learning more about the opportunities in other areas as well. So make sure you always do your research and dig in a little deeper on any one of these topics that we talk about today that you really like. So one of the first ways to invest $1,000 is to get started with real estate. Now, of course, getting started with $1,000 and trying to buy a house is not really realistic, but there are other options out there available for you to get started with real estate. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to be buying a house. Ideally though, that is a great option, but you do need to start accumulating more money before that is a possibility in most areas. Now, when it comes to actually investing with real estate, there are a couple different options, and a lot of them are actually starting to pop up more and more in these days because they are available to download on an app or directly on a website. And one of the most popular ones is a company called Fundrise. So Fundrise actually allows you to invest into actual real estate so that way you can start generating an income for your money, whether it's to help it grow or start earning dividends every month based off of actually having your money put into real estate. So Fundrise is a great option. There are some other great options out there as well for you guys that you can utilize to actually get your money to start working for you instead of it just sitting in a bank account or being wasted away at nothing. Now, if you are interested in checking out Fundrise, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to them in the show notes down below. You can go ahead and check them out after this video is done. So next up on this list is going to be actually investing into your own startup business. I don't think a lot of people talk about this as a way to actually invest your money, but this is actually one of the best types of investments that you can do, because when you are investing into a business that you start yourself, you can actually have a much bigger yield than most other types of investments that you can actually do. Now, granted, this type of investment means that you have to put a lot of effort and sweat, blood, and tears into it because it usually takes a couple of years to really start generating some income. But once you do, it is a great thing because you're starting to have more control of your actual growth when it comes to your investment. So if you have a business idea that has been lingering in your head for quite some time and you can get started with around $1,000, it is definitely worth giving that a shot because the opportunities that will lie in front of you can grow exponentially if you put the effort and the time into investing into your own business rather than other companies. Now, the next one on this list is going to be a little bit more common, but this is to open up a Roth or a traditional IRA. Now, I know a lot of people might be saying, well, I already have a 401k. That's, where I have most of my retirement. But having a Roth or a traditional IRA opened up for yourself and investing money every single month or once a year can really help you out to make sure that you are financially secure for your future. So make sure that you never depend on Social Security or a company taking care of your financial well-being in the future. Make sure you're doing that yourself, because when you take care of yourself, you are more likely to actually have that money available for you when the time comes for you to actually need it. So open up one of those if you don't already have it. Highly recommend it. Whether you max out every single year or you put enough to just continue to help that money grow, $1,000 invested in a Roth can really go a long way for your future. So the next way you can invest $1,000 is with peer-to-peer lending. So there's a couple different companies out there that allow you to actually share into this idea of being able to invest with other people to help them with whatever situation that they're in, to actually help them pay off different bills and credit cards. Now, of course, that is putting on the risk for you not getting paid back by that person. So there's always a little bit of a higher risk, but usually higher risk sometimes will also yield higher reward. So always keep that in mind. Now, the great thing when it comes to peer-to-peer lending is it's not something that you have to just randomly go out and find people to lend money to. You don't really want to do that. Now, of course, there are some top peer-to-peer lending companies such as Prosper and or LendingTree that allow you to help kind of other people in this aspect to lend that money to them with that expectation of getting money back at a little bit of a higher yield than other things such as dividend investing or even real estate when it comes to that short-term gain. All right, so before we continue on with the rest of this list, if you are getting some value out of this content so far, do me a favor and hit that like button down below. Helps me out, but it also helps this video out with the YouTube algorithm, and I do much appreciate it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop back into the rest of this content. So the next top way to invest $1,000 is to invest in yourself. Not to sound cheesy or weird about it, but investing $1,000 into yourself can really go a long way. Think about the type of skills that you can actually learn and grow with if you are investing in yourself. Whether it's to going directly back to school or going to a trade school or even going online, there are so many opportunities to help learn and grow. If you start learning more about certain aspects of business that you're in, or if you want to take maybe a future business that you want to create into a certain path, you want to learn some things on how to actually grow yourself, that can really go a long way. So investing $1,000 into yourself is a fantastic thing. And no, buying a new pair of pants and shirts and clothes and car, those things aren't really ways to invest in yourself. Making sure that you get skills that are applicable in the market is going to be the best way to continue to grow yourself and your future and help you make more money down the road. Now, the next top way to invest $1,000 is to actually pay off high interest debt. Now, I know this sounds weird because that's not necessarily investing, but I promise you, if you talk to a lot of people who know a lot about investing, that if you have debts that are 15, 20% on interest, paying those off before getting started with investing could actually be very beneficial because you're paying a lot of money on interest that your money is already locked into. So getting rid of those as quickly as possible is going to be a fantastic way to invest in yourself. Because if you can, and that $1,000 takes it away, you can open up cash flow to be able to use that money for other things. So if you have high interest debt, that is probably going to be the best way to go about it to take care of those things. If you have smaller percentage debts, such as like a house or maybe a low interest on a car, that might not be the best way to invest $1,000, but it is also an option as well too. So keep your options open. But of course, if you have high interest debts, make sure you take those things out. So the next thing that you can do when it comes to investing $1,000 is to invest, of course, in the stock market. Now, of course, $1,000 is not going to get you the most in the world, but it is a great start to actually invest your money for the future and also understand the stock market itself. So a lot of people tell me that they're afraid to get started with investing in the stock market, but honestly, getting started with $100 to $1,000 is a fantastic way, even if you don't truly understand all of the stock market. Learning and making mistakes with that small amount of money can really help you out. So once you start earning a lot more money down the road, you can feel very confident and comfortable to invest that much into the markets and actually start making your money grow for you. So learning and investing with your money now, even if it's just $1,000, can really go a long way. So getting started in the stock market is probably one of the best ways to start investing $1,000 and growing your money. So if you're curious on some of the top different investing apps out there, check out my video right over here so you can learn about some of those companies. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.